Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 5 of Studio Time with Ryos. Today we have a very special guest in Bailey. She's joining us from the start. She was in my chair and didn't want to get up, and now she's here joining us for this session today. For today, I'm going to be making a new idea from scratch. I had this idea to make a sort of melodic dubstep, progressive house, trance hybrid thing. I don't know, I'm just inspired by a few different songs right now and I want to give it a go. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. All right, so I've done a little bit of prep work going into today's session. Got a few samples pulled up from Splice that I found that possibly could be cool. We'll see. But I do like having these tools off the rip. Gives me a little bit of a basis and foundation to go off of. So yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. Come on. Episode 5, back at it again. So let me show you, these are some of the samples that I got. I have this loop here, which could be cool to have just throughout the drop, playing straight through. And then just some drums. Could be cool to have that. And then some claps, which I'm 100,000% gonna need for this style of drop. All right, so this is a pretty cool foundation for the drums in the drop. I'm gonna go ahead and get a kick in, as always. Need that badly. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up one of the ones that I use often. I think off the top of my head, Being Alive. Yeah, I think this one would go good for this drop because I want it to be a pretty punchy kick, but also have that nice click to it that is common in these sort of tracks. So I would argue one of the most important parts in this style of music is just to have those massive, ginormous, beautiful chords. So that's going to be my next focus. This is always the most daunting part, just staring at a blank piano roll. I finally think we're getting somewhere. I'm getting inspired by these chords now, and I'm hearing a clear direction in my head. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Maybe A sharp. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a good enough foundation for now. It's very simple. You know, basically now that I have a foundation of sorts, while I start adding sounds and messing with stuff like that, this will help me refine the chords a lot. I could definitely tell just by looking at this bass line alone that it's going to be too simple, but again, now we have a foundation to work off of. I'm trying to be a little bit more speedy today and not get stuck on little things like that. That's like something I'm personally trying to work on when in the studio, because, listen guys, I'd be taking a long time on the silliest things sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Sylenth. I plan on using Sylenth as like the main layer, maybe another layer of Sylenth, and then like some cool like ambient layer, as well as a piano possibly. That's sort of like what I have in my head. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much on par with what I want. What does this sound like with our chords? So now what I would like to do in this situation is add a bass sound to this chord stack. Reason being, personally, if the bass sounds cool, it makes making the chords that much easier. I'm going to go to my own Serum Bank because I know I have a lot of good sounds for this style. Just want a lot of like very simple gritty basses here. Okay, see now this is where I want to change keys and see if I can get inspired. So I'm hearing in my head if it was like dun, 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 I think that's the best move. So now I just have to get that into MIDI. Maybe? Possibly? I don't think it's perfect yet, but I do think that's a little bit better, a little bit more interesting than what we previously had. So I organized quickly. I'm going to put these elements onto the playlist now. All right, so now let's add this pretty piano to the layers. So here's the sitch with the piano. I like how it's playing a low velocity because it sounds very like nice and soft. I don't want it to be like a harsh piano, but obviously it's very, very quiet because of that. So to remedy that, we're going to add a boatload of processing and really get this thing pushing. So we're going to start with focus 1. right, pretty cool. And then I'm gonna add origin to give it some flavor, make it sound like it's a little bit ruined in a good way, make it sound older. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add another silent layer. I want another saw that just sounds slightly different. So this sound is more of like an init chord sounding preset, very simple sounding, not as like, you know, detuned and massive, but this could be a cool support layer. Sounds good. This sound is sick, but I don't think it fits with these chords actually. So yeah, see, I think we need more of like a traditional piano sound. For the chord group, we will add Maserati GTI. Now I also want to have a white noise layer on top of all of this. I'm going to just use 3x oscillator and then noise on all of them. So because this is going to be the noise layer and I want it to be very clean, I'm not going to add it to the chord group because I want it to have minimal processing and have full control over it. So really I just want to EQ out some of that mud that's in the noise and make it sound very clean. So it sounds pretty clean to me. And then now we have full control over the noisiness of this layer. This is very important when making these giant saw stacks. All right, so these chords sound super fat. The one layer that I am missing, I need like an angelic layer, something that makes the chords sound like they're going, ah. So I'm gonna look for something like that. All right, so I found this pad in Omnisphere. It sounds like this. So it's not exactly what I wanted, but it does have that dreamy quality that I'm sort of after. And I actually think it sounds quite nice with the chords. Yeah, I think that sounds sick. So now what's next up on my to-do list is to further add some details to these chords. I want to add some reverb throws as well as tighten it up because some of these sounds have like longer release times and stuff like that. So that's what's up next. The best way to tighten and make these sounds sound like one is through volume automation. I'm going to cut off all the reverb tails so that they all cut off at the same time. I'm automating the volume of the group as a whole. So basically, as soon as this ducks out, everything is going to cut out. Yeah, see, now this sounds way tighter and we have far more control. Now I'm adding some reverb to fill out those empty spaces. Nice, love it. Perfect. So you can see now it sounds way tighter, and now all the chords sound like one, which we stan. Okay, so the last thing I'm doing here is just adding some multi-band compression. Sometimes I like just browsing through the presets of, you know, in this case I'm using Pro MB, and seeing how that affects the tonal quality of the supersaws. 1 of 3 sounds good. Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna go with 1 of 3. All right, so I think this sounds really good so far. I'm happy with the progress. I'm gonna move this over here for like a hands up moment type thing. Copy this over as well. So what I hear in my head so clear is like a very pretty piano pluck type thing, just playing the top melody. So for this pretty piano sound, I'm gonna pull up Omnisphere. Let's go through some of the pianos that are in here under keyboards, and let's see if we can find something very pretty and delicate to play this top melody here. All right, so that sounds nice and pretty. I like that piano. I'm gonna quickly just try if I add like a bell layer on top of it because I kind of want more transient to it. All right, all together. Nice. Okay, so now we can move on. I'm going to use a frequency shifter on these drums because I feel like they're playing a little bit too low on the frequency spectrum. So we're going to just go ahead and shift that bad boy up. FL Studio recently added its own frequency shifter, which I absolutely love. And then we have to adjust the sidechain as well because too much transient is coming through. So, rhythm breath. This is a really cool sound. Tight loop. There's way too much transient in this tight loop for me right now. It's just sticking out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to just try using a transient shaper actually. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, you can see we're just crushing before. Yeah, you can see we're getting rid of those transients. Nice. Who would have thought a transient shaper would work so well? But yeah, nah, it sounds cool. Let's do some bass work. I want to try adding a bass guitar actually. Gonna go ahead and add Maserati acoustic just to get this sounding a little bit more processed. Gonna try swapping out the kick now as well. I think this one is actually too punchy. I don't think I like the rhythm breath actually, so I'm gonna mute that for now. Gonna go ahead and add another bass layer. I'm gonna experiment with adding like a very aggressive layer because we have like a very simple gritty bass sound. We have a bass guitar sound, and surprisingly, I'm not using a sub. Maybe I'll do that later on. But I kind of like the sub that's in the simple gritty bass. But I feel like we can use that roar sort of sound as well. Yeah, that actually, as soon as it went away, I can tell. This adds a lot of nice texture in that mid-range, so we'll keep it. So I think we have all the ingredients now for our bass stack. Two things that I know I want to add. I want to add some cymbals, like some crashes on beat, as well as some effects, downlifters, all that good stuff. You know, for the synths as well, I'm thinking one of two things. Some sort of ambient ARP layer that's giving it some character, or an actual like lead sound. Not entirely sure yet, but let's go ahead and try some stuff out right now. So in terms of the crashes, I can go ahead and just use the crashes from Only You probably. These are very nice crashes if I do say so myself. Fit it to 130. I'm gonna go ahead and add some some exhausts, downlifters, stuff like that here. Oh, crowds too. Try that one. Try that one. And we'll try that one. Okay, let's see how these sound. Now, what else did I want to do? Crowd, downlifter. Oh, like some like ambient layer. I think maybe I want to use like a pluck or something instead of a lead, perhaps. It sounds funny. Hard ideas. Hard ideas. Hold on. All right, you guys. So time has gotten away from me like no other. I was having a little bit too much fun experimenting, and I actually have to go. I'm playing a tennis tournament in just a few minutes. So I literally like have to go. I'm kind of running late. So let's take a quick listen to what I came up with. In a perfect world, I would love to work on this more and, you know, make a build up and make some more intricacies and details in the drops.
A few moments later.
You might be wondering what the hell is going on. Well, I'm going to tell you. I didn't like that I sort of rushed out of here. And on my way home from my tennis match, I was listening to a bunch of music and I got all these ideas for this track that I was working on. So I figured, hey, before I shower, before I get comfy and do all that, I'm still in my tennis clothes. This is literally what I would normally do sometimes if I'm that inspired and I was thinking about this idea that much. I would go ahead and work on it more. So let's get back into it, guys. Come on. It is late, so I don't want to be blasting music. It's 10:15 right now. But I do want to work on this idea. I'm a little fiend, I know. Let me listen to where I left off. Okay, already. Hold on. Time out. Already I hear differences or changes that I want to make. So, okay, first off, there's way too much bass. I think what I'm going to do is actually opt to use a separate sub. But to be honest, because I want to get all these ideas down quick. My cat just opened the door. Give me one sec. I'm sorry. So, as I was trying to say, there's a little bit too much sub in this drop. I'm going to have to use a separate sub. But for now, I'm going to just do a low cut. The melody is the main thing I want to adjust. Is my cat really trying to get back in here? Guys, are you serious? They always want to go in and out. If they're out, they want to come in. If they're in, they want to go out. Whatever. So the main thing that I want to adjust is the melody. So what I heard in my head was... Okay, that all is fine and dandy. I'm going to keep these chords, but I want this to be repeated one more time. And then up. Very simple. We obviously have to, you know, increase this gap now. Wait, that actually sounds kind of cool if I went. Wait, if there's a gap, that could be cool. Interesting. This might have to get adjusted to be G sharp, first note. Yeah, because I don't like when it goes back down to E. It needs to feel like it's going back home. And then for the second half, I think this can go to B. Or sorry, not that note, but this one rather. Definitely like this melody better now. Let me go ahead and copy that over to everything. I think it could be cool if I added another layer to the aggro bass. And that layer is one I have in mind already. It's this one from one of the factory banks, Inspire. I think it might be the OG one, drill bass. Yeah, no, this drill bass has a really cool quality to it that I think might add some more power to this whole entire stack. Alrighty, so let's see how it all sounds, and then without the pretty piano. Okay, love that. But it's still obviously quite messy. I want to fix the pretty piano. So this piano is actually too soft. I need something that has a little bit more just harmonics straight up. Something that's not as like filtered. Let's try some of these. And obviously because we changed presets, we need a boatload of reverb. I'm going to opt for a supermassive here. The piano has so much of that one frequency that just needs to be tamed. And I'm going to opt for multiband compression to help tame that. Yeah, so you can see this region is just so much louder than the rest, and I want to tame that. Sorry if I'm squinting too. I still my contacts in for tennis, guys. I'm not even kidding. I came straight home. Probably, yeah, you see my pit stains here and everything. So I apologize for that, but who cares what I look like? Let's focus on the music. All right, so I think this melody sounds way better. What about this Atmos lead? This isn't gonna fit anymore because I completely changed the melody. Damn, this is ass. Why did I do this? I'm gonna get rid of the distortion. What I'm gonna do next is use FL Studio's built-in ARP and try to make a little pretty layer that can just go in the background using my new chords. Okay, let's see how that sounds with the other layer. Okay, this might sound really bad, but let's see. How does it sound with everything? So it sits pretty far back in the mix now, which is good. I'll keep it as like a little ambient layer for now. And I just need to adjust the sidechain of it so that it feels more like it's floating. I don't want it to pump as much. I kind of hear another note here potentially. It could be cool if I cut out all the chords underneath this note too, so that it feels like a little glitch moment potentially. Let's see. Yeah, and then the most important part would be raising these basses an octave, so. I have to fix, yeah, this has to go, this reverb. And then I heard like a bump. You know, I love my bumps, but with percussion, yeah, like a tom, something big right here. Like, boom, boom. Something like that. I think if I tighten this more, it'll sound better. Yeah, nice. Okay. I'm also adding another quick sweep right before the first tom just to help it blend in the mix a bit more. And then I need a big snare. Also could be cool to have a glitchy bass fill. Let's grab a bunch of crazy bass one-shots and see what we can make. What note is this? This is E, I believe. Yeah. Let me get rid of the toms for a sec. And actually all the drums except the kick, really. The glitch bass fill, I want it to be like bing boom boom. So I want this to be 2 of these little squares. I don't even know what this is. We're getting really tiny. 2 of these little rectangles. One here and then another one. Sure. Let's see how this sounds. Boom. In the mix. Well, that actually might be too fast. Maybe I meant boom boom boom. We might not need this last one because our basses here might act as that actually. Yeah, the basses that we have actually act as this third step, so we just need to focus on the first 2. Definitely need another tom here then. Maybe make more space for this bass glitch fill. I'm gonna cut out this ambient drone, this reverb throw, as well as all the crowd noise. And because the pretty piano is now on its own track, we have to do the same thing for that as well. We're gonna just add a balance to it, and then we're gonna just copy the same state as the chord group. All right, yeah, that sounds dope. Now, I wanna make these basses more dubsteppy, and I know all the dubstep guys love some OTT. I mean, who doesn't, right? So I'm going to add a boatload. Maybe a shorter sidechain, too. And what else do we have to do? Oh, I was going to also create a high-pass filter on the master, just so that, you know, I can almost do like a DJ effect. So I'm going to opt for a Simplon, create a nice peak. Ooh, that little kick fill might sound cool in the first section too. All right, so I think that sounds pretty dang good for the drop. I didn't even really address the like details for the second half. Like obviously I would do like some little fill, and then copy that other stuff over. But I think quickly, because I am exhausted and I want to shower and relax, I think I'll create a quick build so that we have some context on what this could possibly sound like. It would be nice and sound good in my opinion if we had like the hands up moment here where the synths are playing loud, and then like a very dark build up going into the drop. We'll copy everything over. And then what we're going to do for this break section is have a respace playing with these drop synths. I kind of want to add some movement to this beauty drone. You know what we can do too that'll help give it some movement is just pan it from side to side. Beautiful. Okay, so now for the build, what I would want to do, let me mark this out quick. Build. Like I said, I wanted it to be darker, so we're going to cut these instruments out. I don't want there to be really any melody for the drop. Maybe just the pretty piano, but definitely no chords. Perhaps we'll keep this. We're going to need some impacts, effects, sweeps, all that good stuff. Maybe this. We also need a massive snare build. Like I'm talking like a zoom, zoom, zoom. Wait, these Dub Vision snares might be valid. Maybe I don't even have to make a snare build for once. That'll be nice. Those snares sound great. Saves me some time. I will take that all day. We need some risers as well. And then we'll cut everything out. Have one big fat snare fill. Maybe just the one from the drop even. Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay. I'm gonna have to create an automation clip for the pretty piano sidechain so that I can turn it off here. Because I don't want it to be sidechained in the build-up. Damn. All right, that sounds so dope, actually. Do I want a bass in this build? Let me find out. Maybe just this right here. Yeah, I like the way that feels. It needs to be pitched up though. It'll start to pitch up after the first 4 bars. And then, yeah, obviously right here, we would just have to filter it out with a nice cheeky high pass filter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. This sounds much better. I'm much more happy with this. See, I knew before that the sounds were there. It was just like the melodies and stuff had to be adjusted. But damn, am I happy with this. Let's run it back. Let's take a listen from the top. I am so happy I decided to go back to it. I'm telling you, when I was on my way home, I heard some ideas in the car in my head. I'm like, oh, like if I did this, if I did that. And once I listened to it, it started to come to me. So I'm exhausted. I'm going to say bye to you guys for the second time. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this studio time with Ryos, with your boy, episode 5. We're chugging along, yo. And I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying these and sticking around for them. So comment Dolphin if you made it this far. I'm curious to see how long you guys stick around. And if you did stick around all the way to the end, I salute you. Thank you so much for watching. I really, genuinely appreciate it. All right, so this is adios for real this time. I'm really leaving now. I'm not gonna come back again. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified the next time I upload. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.